Hi there, and welcome to this explainer, Finding Answers and Hope, a guide to POC testing. If you're joining me today, it might be because you or maybe someone you love has recently walked through the incredibly difficult experience of a pregnancy loss. And I just want to start by simply validating that weight. It is a profoundly hard journey, and it's absolutely okay to feel whatever it is you're feeling right now. Today's explainer is really designed to be a gentle, supportive space for you. We're going to look at a specific medical step that can sometimes follow a miscarriage and hopefully offer a compassionate guide to finding some clarity, answering those lingering questions, and discovering a hopeful path forward whenever you're ready. When you're looking for answers after a pregnancy loss, the medical world can feel, incredibly overwhelming. The emotional toll of a miscarriage is already so heavy, right? And adding clinical decisions on top of all of that can honestly feel like just too much to bear. But you don't have to navigate it blindly. Think of this explainer as a companion, translating that clinical environment into something much more comforting and manageable. We're going to talk about a specific type of test that doctors very often recommend, because by understanding what it is and why it's done, you might just find a bit of relief and a much clearer sense of direction for both your physical and your emotional healing. Okay, let's dive into this. Part 1, understanding POC simply and demystifying the medical language. Doctors use specific terms that can sound a bit cold or even intimidating in a sterile hospital room. But understanding them really strips away the fear and puts you right back in the driver's seat of your own care. So you might hear your doctor use the term product of conception, or POC for short. Stripping away the clinical intimidation, this simply refers to the placental or fetal tissue that gently remains in the uterus after a miscarriage, a planned pregnancy termination, or delivery. It's a completely normal physical reality of how the body processes pregnancy. We define it plainly here so that when you hear your medical team say POC, you know exactly what they mean, and you can process the information at your own pace without feeling lost in all that medical jargon. Moving on to part 2, finding your answers and protecting your healing and future. So why do medical teams focus on this tissue? Well, they do it with a really beautiful dual goal in mind: protecting your physical recovery right now in the immediate aftermath, and helping you find peace and direction for the days ahead. And this brilliantly illustrates why doctors take this step so seriously. If this tissue is left untreated, there are very real physical risks, things like postpartum bleeding, a type of uterus inflammation called endometritis, and complications that could even lower your future fertility. It's absolutely vital to protect your body from these physical stresses so you can heal properly. But through proactive care, testing this tissue not only safeguards your physical reproductive health by ensuring the uterus is clear, but it provides clear, concrete answers. It is a protective, proactive step to truly take care of you. Now, what's really interesting and honestly deeply comforting is a specific finding from fertility clinics. Finding an abnormality during a PCOS test can actually spare you from having to go through an exhausting, broad infertility examination later on. Just let that relief wash over you for a moment. Instead of a future battery of unknown invasive tests trying to figure out, why did this happen, this single step can often provide the exact explanation right away. It prevents unnecessary physical and emotional strain, giving you a definitive answer so you can focus entirely on just resting and healing. Which brings us to part 3, the testing process and what to expect next. So, how does this actually work in practice? I really want to reassure you that the clinical flow here is very straightforward. We're going to walk through it step by step together, keeping things steady and supportive, so you know exactly what happens behind the scenes. It's a beautifully simple 3-step journey. First, the medical team will gently obtain the tissue following the miscarriage. Second, that tissue is sent to a specialized lab where they perform careful genetic testing on it. And third, the results from that test are used by your doctor to clarify any risks for the future. It's a quiet background process that your care team handles with the utmost respect, all designed to gather crucial genetic information that will light the way forward for you. And finally, part 4, your path forward and how answers guide future fertility care. This is where we shift our focus from the immediate loss toward the horizon, exploring how this knowledge actively empowers the next steps in your personal fertility journey whenever you're ready to take them. Let's look at how this testing directly shapes your future care. First, it clarifies the risks for any upcoming miscarriages, giving you a really realistic picture of what to expect. Second, it identifies potential chromosomal anomalies, which is very often the underlying uncontrollable reason a pregnancy didn't carry to term. And finally, it is highly beneficial for couples navigating assisted reproduction treatments like IVF or ICSI. So the crucial point is this: the information gathered from a POC test doesn't just look backward at what happened. It acts as a guiding compass for your doctors.
It ensures that if you pursue IVF or other fertility treatments, your care is highly tailored, perfectly informed, and supported by concrete data to give you the best possible chances.
As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with this thought. How can gathering these gentle answers today empower your steps toward a healthy, supported future pregnancy? Taking the step to understand your body and your pregnancy isn't just about collecting medical data. It's truly a profound act of self-care. It's about building a foundation of knowledge so that when you are ready to take that next gentle step in your fertility care, you do so feeling incredibly supported, informed, and empowered. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. I wish you deep healing and boundless hope on your path forward.